All right, welcome back at another episode of Full Fledged Podcast. This is the second annual, I guess biannual, because we did two episodes, preseason and a postseason last year. So I guess this is pre/mid season for you of Waterfowl for Mr. Logan Heflebower.
Thanks for having me on again. I'm surprised you let me back, but I'll take it.
Hey man, they're fun episodes. I mean, I like to mix it up, and it's always good catching up with you, especially talking ducks. Because for us, our season hasn't even started yet. We had early season like teal wood duck season, but we haven't had any big bird season yet. Goose, but we don't really do goose much around here. So,
gotcha. Well, ours hasn't really started yet either. Yeah, I think this time last year, I was singing quite a different tune. We have not had snow. Like Vale and Breck have grass and man-made snow. Like there's no snow here. We've had no cold front. Last Saturday, we were headed down to Court's parents' house, and it was 80 degrees when I crawled into my truck.
Jeeps.
So, needless to say, we don't have any migrators. We're getting some this week. I've seen a lot of stuff about getting them this week. Couple of the guide services, of course, like way out east. They're doing well. They're starting to get like they're way northeast. They're getting their pushes of the first batches of mallards and whatnot. But I mean, my joke has been I've been picking off the same local pack of gadwall, like one or two at a time, and they are all slick now. Like they've figured me out. I got 5 of them, and there's about 4 of them left. And they'll shortstop me at 70 yards outside the decoys and just sit there, and I'm like, great.
Yeah.
So I think this weekend will be the first real push. It's actually the first day. Today's the first day I've gotten a notice on my phone from Ducks Unlimited that says migration report, Central Flyway. Wow. And normally we're getting those, once or twice a week down here by now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I've been telling my wife, I'm like, I would love to shiver once before Santa comes. Like, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. Was able to check a bucket list bird off. You've shot plenty of them, but I shot the first straight bufflehead I've ever shot.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was like the busiest morning we had. We shot a hen canvasback. We had a wood duck jump into the decoys about 10 minutes before shooting light. Shot the bufflehead. Nate dumped the canvasback. Like one of the best shots I've seen. And he's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this thing is cruising. It's doing the normal diver, like pass, never gonna decoy, just pass. And he shoots once, and I like look down at the dog because the dog broke, and it was already kind of just about to get in front of me. And he shoots again, and it was like the epitome of stoning a bird. Like when this thing hit the water, it was like someone dropped a brick. I was like, oh, dude. But like that was the most productive hunt we've had.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm a little bit more like I've literally only hunted one spot. I've only hunted our favorite ponds. Partially because I'm not trying to go too far from the house as we get closer to December.
Yeah.
But it's been tough, man. I'm getting up at midnight, going out, reserving the spot, going back and taking a nap.
Yeah.
For a thing, it's getting a little old, I won't lie. So we're gonna try it this weekend. I think that's probably just going to be me and the dog going out. So we'll see. I don't know. If we won, it'll be good. But yeah, I mean, we had last weekend was basically, 2 weekends ago. Yeah, 2 weekends ago. Full moon, 75 degrees, lows in the 50s. I'm like, so there's a ton of local birds, like big packs of divers, my favorite gadwall group. They're moving around 10 minutes before shooting light.
Yeah.
And at 5 minutes on the clock, they're like, okay, let's wrap it up. And they take off, and we never see them again. Last Sunday, I didn't see a bird, and I left at 10. Not a bird.
Dang. Yeah, man, you're getting my hopes down here. We haven't had opening day around here yet, but I will say the coot float is back and back heavy. Man. That coot float is back. And honestly, not to jump around too much, but like that was, I feel like, a huge bonus last year for us was having that coot float come in, and like they were there every day, all day. It seemed like every time we were hunting, at least they were there. And so it was just like natural decoys of like, hey, there's birds around here. There's food. There's something going on that birds want to be here. So we saw a little bit more action. I felt like there last year, but you're getting my hopes down saying that we had a cold front here, but we haven't had migration, I don't think, of any significance.
They're pretty, I feel like they're pretty stalled out. And I say all this not actually being like a DU member or Delta member where it's like, oh yeah, I'm actually privy to the information. I'm just like, there's been nothing at my pond. I sent a buddy, he was asking me, he's like, hey, where should I go? I sent him to this flu, and I was like, hey man, you could try this. Like, it usually hunts really well in January. I've hunted it early. I've never killed anything. He rolls up a couple Drake mallards and was like, oh yeah, cool. I had to go back. I had to leave at 9. Like, had a great morning. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Like, nothing's frozen.
What did you do that I don't? What the heck?
Yeah, this is the same guy. I was like, not only did I lend you my waders and they came back with a golf ball size hole in the ankle, but you're shooting ducks off the spots that I'm giving you, and I'm getting skunked.
Yeah,
I did. It's probably hunter karma. Like I said, last year this time I was like, I'm pretty good at this. It's been a year of humility so far, that's for sure. But honestly, the best duck action we had was up in Minnesota on Halloween.
Oh, really?
We went up to my brother wanted to get his little short hair on her first wild birds. And we kind of wanted to see my mom's side of the family and go up and hang out, hunt there before the baby comes. So it's just like, let's get up there before it's too late to travel. It's about, with stops, probably like 10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
So we drove out, stayed overnight in Lincoln, and then drove up the rest of the way. And we were lucky enough, his neighbor, my uncle's neighbor, has a boatload of ground. And he was just like, yeah, if there's something on it, go ahead and kill it. Like, I don't care. And he didn't tell my uncle, but he's like, oh, when is your nephew coming again? So he cut his corn, because pheasant was open 2 weeks prior, but all the private ground is not getting hit. And he cut the corn and he stripped the corn and then cut off the end rows. So we could walk across the corn all weekend. It was pretty good. We shot birds. Got Nate's dog, her first wild bird. And then actually, as I was thinking about it, it was Kai's first wild bird. Because the last time we went up there, we got skunked. And because it was in November. And so the same morning, he kicks one out of the cattails because she's like, being a pointer, it's a little hard for her to work like giant pieces of cover. She does really good when they're like still kind of roosted up early in the morning. Like right as you can hunt them at 9 o'clock, she's going to do great because they'll sit tighter. Kai, being the psycho that he is just like, I'm a bulldozer. Look at these cattails. Whack. And here comes one. So that was good. But the guy told us, he's like, I've got these 2 ponds. You can hunt them if you want. I haven't seen any ducks there, but nobody hunts them.
Yeah.
So I went out the night I got there and kicked off like half a dozen mallards and a couple geese. And I thought, that'll do. Like, it's private. They haven't seen anything. Mallards came back, shot a few. And then we tried to work these geese. And about the time we're working them and they're starting to kind of hook over the pond, my uncle drives up in his Polaris down the dirt road and then cuts across behind the sedge. And he's just like sitting there, like drinking his coffee. And I'm just like, this is a terrible time. This is the worst time you could possibly pull up. I don't think that's the reason they flared. I don't know. The roost lake was like a mile behind us. We could hear them. But yeah, that was the best hunting we've had. Actually got my dad out on his first duck hunt, which was hilarious.
Nice.
He's like, can I go in the morning? I was like, I don't have any waders for you, but what kind of boots do you have? Because he likes to walk when we pheasant hunt. Yeah. And so I walked into the sedge as far as I could go before it started because it's really bad suck mud up there. Like, it's a foot of water and at least a foot of mud until you get to the middle of the lake. So we walked out as far as we could, probably like 15 yards back from the cut. And then we all sat up and he was just in like my extra stuff and bibs, just like chilling with his coffee. He's like, well, this is pretty nice. I like I like this. I see why you guys do this. And we're like, we're going to make a hunter out of you after all, because you're retired and you're bad at fishing. You're bad at golf. You might want to take up hunting.
Gotta do something.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it was cool. So yeah, we're kind of hoping. My uncle sent me a video end of last week, and they have a ton of birds up there. None of their stuff's frozen.
Right.
And so it's just like, well, we're just kind of patiently waiting. And I'm like, well, once December hits, it's like, I'm not going anywhere because that baby's going to show up at any point. So I was really hoping for like a cold early season. Get that first freeze, get a good cold snap, couple snows in October. Nah.
None of that.
Mowed my grass in October.
Yeah, we were mowing at the golf course like up until like 2 weeks ago. November, like into November. First, second week in November. We were mowing grass on fairways and tees, and I mean we're still mowing our greens, but it's because they're on a whole different thing. But yeah,
right.
we were mowing grass. I could mow my grass probably in the yard right now if I wanted to. Nuts.
Yeah, it's
crazy warm.
It's been tough, man, but who knows? I mean, they might show up this weekend, they might not, and we'll see if I get out late season at all. I kind of hope we'll get a few days, but I don't know. Nate told me, he's like, I might go out. He's got a buddy that's just getting into it.
Yeah.
He's like, I might go out, ask you for a few spots. I'm like, okay, do your thing. I think it's one of the most rewarding things when you run your first, like, it's one thing to go on a hunt and be a part of it all, but to like kind of initiate the hunt, do most of the calling, do the setup, all that stuff, and have it pay off is like, that's where you get hooked.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, be ready, because then all of a sudden you're going to be asking your wife, like, can I get some more decoys? Can I get this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that's where it got Tanner. We've talked about him, and obviously he's been on. I know you've listened. So, but Tanner was like, he had never duck hunted up until like 2 duck seasons ago. And he came out with me and we got a few birds, and he was like, dude, this is fun. And it was just different the way that we had to do it, or the way that we ended up getting birds. He's like, no, it's still fun, like shooting the guns, obviously getting birds out of it, it's fun. And then last year we actually like got birds decoyed and stuff like that, and he's like, dude, that's pretty sweet. And like he's starting to get like the scouting down and understanding what we're looking for, why we're looking for what we're looking for, how we're gonna get to it, things all like he's all in on that. And like now he's like, dude, I just bought 2 dozen decoys like off of Amazon, blah blah blah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's in. My other buddy Brian is in, and so Tanner and I were doing the math. We're looking at like 74 decoys between he and I, and 4 spinners.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, we're on big water. We're not on like the ponds. Like if that would be overkill for where you and I would hunt.
Sure.
So like this big, I mean, it's a huge lake. And other times that we've hunted it, and there's been other hunters, they've had 3 times the spread of us, and they just go, that looks way better. And just like they would like skirt around us, being like, you guys don't look real because you have so few birds. We're going to go to where there's a lot of birds.
Right.
And then boom, 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 boom. It's like, oh, you guys should come here. You would have had less boobs in your face. But no, so yeah, our plan, we've got two plans in the works, but with all those decoys on big water, and we're going to try maybe some creek hunts this year. But
there you go.
I don't know. Back to the point. He's excited. So like buying into what you're talking about with Nate, like, yeah, when you are not just the tag along, and you're the one basically guiding the hunt,
right?
It is a whole different situation. It's like, that's sweet.
Yeah, and there's a different. I mean, it's still cool, but I remember like the first solo hunt I went on where I was like, oh, I didn't crack over the call and squeak it, and they took off. Like that worked. The decoys worked. The wind was right. Like you mapped it all out the night before, and it finally works. And you're like, oh, this is it. So I'll be excited to see how he does. His buddy's just getting into it. They're actually going to go out pheasant hunt on Saturday, I think. So it should be good. I think it's his kid's first hunt. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it'll be fun to hear how it goes. And I've kind of accepted that this December, my Christmas gift to most people will probably be all my public pins because I won't be going, but all the guys I go with are going to be like, hey, where should I go? I'm like, well, I'm not going to gatekeep you on public. Like, I'll tell you where to go. I'm not going to tell you how to hunt that spot.
Right.
But you can go there and figure it out. So I'm just going to be dropping my little bits of knowledge.
Right. Hey, this is where I've been. I'm not telling you how successful I've been and what made me successful when I was.
Yeah. But how'd you do there? Well, I saw a duck. When? One time.
Right. You know? At least once.
Mm-hmm.
Did it end up in my position? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. I actually did like just hand a kid his limit of wood ducks earlier this year. He's like, I'm looking for wood ducks. I was like, okay. And Kyle and I went out on opener. I got beat to my reservation. So we thought, let's go to where we hunt doves. It's an old farmer's canal. And we'll just see. Like, I've seen wood ducks there on teal. Mm-hmm. And I've seen them there on dove. Like, let's see. And so we set up and I told him, I was like, okay, go here, walk here. You're going to walk through probably a herd of cattle. Try not to get charged. Like, we did it on opener. We're kind of like, looking and all of see these eyes glowing everywhere. The dog's having a great time because they can't catch him.
Right.
But a couple of them are like kind of following us. And Kyle's like, which ones do we worry about? And I was like, whatever ones our eyes are farthest apart, because that's probably the biggest one. Let's watch that one. Because they're all black cows. So all we can see is eyes, and they're like, finally get through there. But I told the kid, I was like, walk through, sit here. You're going to be done by 8:00. Just don't even look right. Look left, look west. And I described it as like, they're going to bank the corner. There's going to be between half a dozen and a dozen wood ducks. They're going to bank that corner like the two jets in Top Gun where they come around the mountainside. This is exactly what it looked like because they did it to Kyle and I. They're going to bank that corner. You're going to get one shot. They're going to come back one time, and that's going to be it. And then about 8:15, he sends me a picture, and I was like, well, I'm glad that worked.
Right.
Because we had never truly hunted it for wood ducks. And by the time, like, they banked the corner probably about 50 yards away from us. And by the time they, like, squealed and sat up, we were like, whoa, huh. We didn't kill anything. I was like, well, I think I shot in the air. Like, it was bad. But I don't know. That's been the dove hunt we had on private ground was the best hunt we've had all year. I mean, that's always fun. Like, sitting around drinking coffee in a t-shirt and shorts, basically. So
right. But now we've been hunting dove on public around here, and it's the worst version of myself I think I've ever been in the hunting world. Like, I'm so bad at finding dove on public land, and like we haven't fired a single shot at a dove in 3 seasons now.
What?
Yeah, we don't even see them. We just don't even see them. And so it's like, I don't know if it's just we go out and it's too early around here if they're not even here and it's not even worth going out or what. But at least on public ground where we go, it ain't it. So we might be trying.
What kind of cover are you hunting? Are you hunting like creek bottoms, or are you hunting like open fields or
open fields?
Yeah. We have the only places that I've found them on public is like either those Russian olive those tree lines, or any sort of water with cottonwoods around it, and then a field. Yeah, like you just have those trees that just hug the water, and then everything else is wide open. Yep. Like truly, if you could find any sort of water on like antelope country out here, you're going to shoot doves. Yeah, because there will be trees, and they seem to be right there. Obviously, the private ground's a little different. Like the landowner's like, if you want to shoot them off my back porch, you can, because I don't like when they poop on the deck. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend my Sunday morning shooting birds out of your patio.
Right.
But thank you. I'll just sit on the back part of your property. But
no, dove is out for us. Duck is 100% in. We're all in on the ducks.
Heck yeah. Are you gonna did you buy coot decoys, or do you just have a bunch of like mixed up ones?
No, I mean we're gonna roll with so Tanner ended up with 12 wood ducks.
Okay.
I've got 2.5 dozen mallards and a dozen or 14 teal. So we've got a decent mix. And then Tanner also got, I think, a dozen or 2 dozen mallards. And so,
wow.
Yeah, that's where we're getting in like 5-6 dozen. I mean, we're at 74 total decoys available. So, we're hoping that's going to be enough. And we're going to have at least 3 jerk rigs running.
Okay.
So I've got one right now. I'm going to buy a second one. And then he's got one inbound. Like he's ordered one. For one of his dozen. And so we're going to have a few sitting, but we're going to have at least 2 or 3 dozen moving at a time.
Nice.
when we're out in that big water.
Nice. Do you have you gone down the road of the pop bottles painted black yet?
Haven't. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't
it made me think when you said the coot raft, I was like, you just slam a bunch of Mountain Dews and paint them black. I don't know. But
I have seen that and I've thought about it, but I mean we're not like totally invested on like shooting coot, really.
Right.
If they
they're just
swim in, then we'll do it.
I mean, yeah, I know out here. Well, not just out here, but I've heard like where you find coot, you'll always find widgeon. That could be proven wrong. I don't know, but because the widgeon will sit up top and try to like sneak the food that they come up with. Okay. But it's like all ducks are like, hey, that's a sign of safety.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? We don't have any coots out here. We have these little water grebes, and they look like just like a gray coot, and they're smaller.
Yep.
And there's 2 that live on this pond that we've been hunting, and they will just bebop around like 20 yards outside the decoys and just wreak havoc with the dog. Like he can't figure out, and I obviously can't communicate to him like that is not a legal bird. Not kill that. I don't care how good it looks and how good it sets up next to the mojo. We can't touch it. And it just bebops around and for like an hour every time. And he just won't break eye contact. He'll start whining. I'm like, oh God.
Stop it.
I know. Like if we had coots, I would love it because it'd be like, oh, these are great. But
yeah,
I don't see them.
You get some target practice. Dog gets some retrieves.
Right. But I have seen probably good news for you.
Okay.
All the ducks that I have seen, which is a boatload, just not where I'm at, they're probably locals or they're like the photo migrators that come in early. Lots of divers either way. They're all on the biggest reservoirs around. Like just balls of divers all over the big water. Yeah. Nobody's touching the potholes. So hopefully those kind of ducks are in your area when you guys open up, because that's what I've seen. Like there's a huge reservoir by my house.
Yeah.
And it borders the Platte and it is full of divers. I'm like,
nice.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Oh no. Come back. There you are. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Yes, I got you now. It went black for a minute. Oh, he's gone. He's back.
Oh, it says it's recording still. I'm back.
It didn't show the recording stopping.
I don't know why that happens.
I appreciate
it said
the
it
solo.
stopped for me, but whatever. you had a solo?
Yeah, I appreciate that solo. Thank you.
Yeah. that was your 1 minute cameo for Logan there.
Oh. Cut that out. You're gonna want to cut that out.
No. Anyways, the divers. Yeah, the big success we had last year was pretty much the Bufflehead success. But it would be awesome to get more divers in.
Yeah.
You know, we're like I said, we're going 74 deep on our biggest days. I'm not saying we're gonna throw those out every time. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think we're gonna get a little overzealous on the first couple hunts and just throw them all out there and see until we get proven that it's not working, which might be right away. But we're gonna try
Perhaps.
it. We're gonna throw out all 74 and move that water around, and probably run at least 2 of the 4 spinners.
Yeah.
I've got the 2 floaters. I need to buy a new float. So I've got the two of the floaters, and then 2 on the post. So
Gotcha. Are they intermittent or are they constants?
constant. I've got the remote though, and so but I don't know if it works. I need to
I
get it to work.
Yeah, my floater's an intermittent, and I don't honestly know if it makes a difference. I
Yeah.
don't. I've never seen it like kick on and birds like hook,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've ever seen it really flare them either. So it's just out of curiosity. But
Yeah. No, I've always had I've always, when I first got it, it was like, oh, just to save battery, get that remote and you can have it
right,
off for 30 minutes while the birds aren't flying. Then when you see birds way out in the distance, kick them back on. But
right,
I could also understand like for the realism side of it to have them intermittent where it's like, when they have those drone views of people with the big spreads, it's like you see
mhm,
some turn on and off. And those ones turn on, those ones turn on. Like it
right.
looks way better when they're intermittent, but you know, if
Who
they're
knows?
running, they're running. If they're interested, they are. Like they either
Yeah.
are or aren't interested. So,
Yep.
and if
If
it,
we see them, we've got a chance.
yeah. So, um, but no,
What's
on top of that, it's like we've got the 74, but like we don't have every type of bird in there. So it's like I don't know how much that's going to deter, like, if we get canvasback or whatever, like other divers, like I don't know how much that's going to be like, oh, we don't see those birds, so we're not going to go for it. If we've got so many
right?
numbers, like it might just be like, oh, there's birds, let's go.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know that hens are hens,
Hmm.
so I mean, a hen canvasback and a hen mallard and a hen gadwall, like I don't know how good their eyes are. I know they're smarter than I am, but I don't know how good their vision is.
Right.
Um, but I mean, brown from overhead, like can't be that much different.
Yeah.
Um, what I was gonna ask you, like, what's the bottom of the lake you're hunting? Look, is it like suck mud or is it like kind of that more chalky stuff that like mixes like makes the water milky when you walk around?
It's a little bit more milky
Okay,
in most
so
spots.
I heard something like last week on a TikTok or something. These guys who throw out the big spreads, they hook like they have like 2.5 pound like not free weights, plate weights,
Mm.
and they'll tie a rope to them and they just like slowly fish them in to disturb the mud so it
Yeah.
looks like the ducks are actually kicking stuff around. I don't have anything that would look like that where we hunt to
Hmm.
even test that out, but I've seen or I've heard people say like trying to kick up the bottom might do something. I don't know.
Yeah. I
It
can
just
see that.
popped into my head.
I can see that making sense.
Yeah, I mean your jerk rig will probably do enough of that too, and yeah, who knows? You
Yeah.
might
Hopefully.
kill a limit of ducks before I do this year. Sounds like you're gonna.
I mean, we
There's a
don't
very high chance.
open up until the weekend after Thanksgiving. And then,
Really?
yeah, that's our very first big duck opener. And then we have to take that those weekdays. So, Thanksgiving Thursday, nothing Friday, open Saturday, and it's open Sunday. It
Mhm.
closes from Monday to Friday, and then it
Okay.
opens up that following Saturday, which is December whatever 6th, maybe.
Mhm.
So it opens up December 6th, and it's open until January 31st.
Interesting. So you literally get one opening weekend and then a split.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Huh.
I'm almost certain because I had to like triple check it. Like, what the heck is like that might have been what it was last year too, but I don't remember. But I was like, is that actually right? Where it's our split is 5 days, and then we just get to go for a month and a half or 2 months.
Huh.
And
Wow.
the way I'm looking at it, that's the way it is. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, I don't know. You might pack more in those months than I will have packed in the whole. Like you will, I'm sure. But
Yeah, we'll see.
gee whiz. I mean,
Yeah.
we're got the one thing I know that is here I feel like more than the last couple of years. Again, I could be wrong. I feel like I've seen a lot about snows already.
Interesting.
Like I heard them this morning. I was walking the dog and I heard snows flying overhead. It was like 5, so it was completely dark still. But I could hear them, and it definitely was like that little squeak bark that they've got. It wasn't just a honk. We hardly have any honkers. I've seen one migrator group come over my house and kind of got me excited for last week. And I was like, oh, maybe it's getting cold up north. No, they must have, I don't know. Like they must have been little baby cacklers or something
Right.
that were like, it kind of got chilly. Let's leave. But I mean, we don't have even, you know how it is. Like the city geese walking across the road and sitting on medians, like they're not even here.
Yeah.
They're just nothing's here yet. The divers are the interesting part because, I mean, obviously some of them have had to migrate in, but I wonder how many of them are locals because I don't know up until the last couple of days when it started to get colder, what kind of pushes we've gotten.
Yeah.
So there was a guide out here that posted this weekend. He went out and shot teal and caught largemouth. Like, that's just unheard of here in November. That does not happen.
Yeah. Dang.
So
unseasonably warm.
I know.
I have heard also though, like, yeah, it's warm right now, but I've heard like once winter gets here, like we're in for some snow, like some serious snow, like across the country. But I don't know how true that is.
I would hope so. I mean, I've kind of always thought like the later winter waits around, the meaner it shows up.
Yeah.
We know that having played baseball out here, like the longer it waits, you know, the worse duck season you're gonna the worse of a duck season you have early because it's warm, the worse of a baseball season you're gonna have because it's gonna be cold and wet and snowy.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, man. It's wild. I actually was sitting there. I was like, well, I probably better have something else in my arsenal for when we get seasons like this because this won't be the only one. Which leads me into what I was telling you about. Like, I'm gonna try and figure out how I can get on deer next year. I've never deer hunted.
Yeah.
My uncle's. I mean, I could go up to his place and shoot him, but I'm kind of like, well, my father-in-law goes elk hunting every year. Maybe I could figure out how to get deer. I don't know. Yeah. Probably better get a deer gun first.
Hey, you got that bow that you haven't set up yet?
Dude. Oh, such a pitiful thing. It has literally not moved in at least one calendar year. And if it did, it's because I was cleaning out the shed and I had to shuffle it around. It's pathetic. Like, I definitely should have that thing tuned up and ready to go. And I'm pretty sure the last podcast I was like, yeah, let me send you some arrows and have you work on them for me.
Yeah.
I noticed it. I was like, oh, yeah, I do have that thing like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It's so bad.
It still exists.
Yep, it's still there. It ain't moved. It hasn't run off. But
yeah, it's funny.
A little preoccupied with stuff, but
yeah,
nevertheless.
No, I feel you. No, I mean, I was telling you when we were having that same conversation, it's like, man, like when the time comes where you're able to visit out here, like the first part of December is like borderline sportsman's paradise because it is deer and duck galore. And like especially Middle Tennessee, you can hunt deer and you can take 3 does a day and $2 a year. Yeah. So
oh my,
like if you're like needing the meat and you know where the does are at, brother, take them because they want them gone and they don't care. They do not care what size it is as long as it does not have antlers or the antlers are less than 3 inches.
Oh, really?
They'll consider an antlered deer if the antlers are 3 inches or less. They'll consider that an antlerless deer.
Wow.
And so I don't know if that's unique to Tennessee, but that's just the way that they define antlerless is if it protrudes out of the skull 3 inches or less, it's still considered antlerless.
Interesting.
So
I need to do that. I need to do that.
Yeah, but then
get off my butt and go get the deer meat.
Yep.
Figure that out.
I mean, it's good meat, man. And then also, like I said, you get, if you don't feel like hunting deer one morning, go hunt ducks instead.
Sounds good to me.
Hunt ducks in the morning, deer in the evening.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah. That's the best time that I've had for deer is in the evenings. Other people have had success in the mornings, but
yeah, and you shot both your bucks in the evenings, right? I saw a picture of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been terrible about following along with everything. I try to tune in here and there, but
No, you're good.
I
We
saw the
we've
picture
been
of the
really bad
one.
about podcasting too, so
That's all right. But yeah, I saw the one. It's a good deer, man. That's
yeah.
sweet. Is that your first? That's not your first buck out there, is it?
The first one I got this year was my first buck here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he was just a little fork on both sides, and his antlers made great chewing bones for the dogs. They
I bet
love
they
it.
did.
Yeah, I mean they still got them. They haven't destroyed them yet, but they have.
There you go.
Like I'll come home from work and they just like decide, oh, Dad's home, I can chew on the antler now, and it's just like an hour straight of gar, 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 gar. I'm like, oh my goodness, you too.
Oh, you mean you didn't save the forks to shred your brisket with?
No. No. But then yeah, my second buck was a lot better. He's a nice little 8-point basket rack. 8-point.
But this is a good deer.
Yeah. So
are you gonna do anything with him? You're not gonna mount him or taxidermy him or anything?
I've got his head in the freezer right now. I'm gonna Euro.
Gotcha. Yeah, when I saw that, I meant to text you about it. Do you follow Noah at all from Regis?
I think so.
And what he's doing now?
Noah, yes.
Gotsis.
I think so.
So he's got his own company now, and I think it's called Prized Possessions.
Okay.
But it's like universal Euro mounts for anything you want. They're like all adjustable, like super, super cool thing.
Oh yeah, I'll
you
look that
ought to
up.
call him and just see if he'd send you one.
Yeah, I'll look into him.
They're cool. Yeah, that's a deer guy that I would, between you and him and Garrett, those are the people I'm going to be talking to about deer. Like,
yeah,
I don't know a deer from a can of paint as far as behavior or anything,
right?
But I knew Noah's thing is, I think he used to say like his favorite thing was to chase the coos deer.
Oh,
and Garrett chases anything he can put in his freezer, I think.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you obviously knowing all that, like well, I got the connections. I may as well learn.
Yeah. Yep. It's fun, man. I mean, I'm still learning, and I will say, just regionally, like the way they act is different from here to Kansas to even Colorado. Just because like I'll talk to my dad about things, and he's like, "Well, that's not how I would do it," and it's like, well, I've tried the way that you said on how to do it, and they don't respond. And then I do something that I've just heard on a podcast or on a YouTube video of people that are in this region. They're like, oh, try this. Like, I've tried this and I'll try it. And it's like, oh, yeah, it works. But like, it wouldn't work in Kansas the same. And so it's like,
when you say that, are you talking like rattling and grunting for them and stuff?
Yeah. So like, anytime I've rattled here, nothing. There's been no, like, they fight out here. I've seen them like get aggressive, and I haven't seen any fights around here, but like I've seen videos of people posting fights and stuff like that. So like they do fight and rattle. Like obviously that's still a thing, but like it's, especially on public land, I don't know if it gets overused and people just like the deer just know and people just overdo it or what. But I will say both of my bucks this year, I am almost certain came in on grunt calls. And that
nice.
That I feel like is pretty universal, because like that's how they communicate, you know? And so but like the second one especially, like you said, you want to see the video of him coming in, and I'm working on getting my YouTube video of it up, but
I'm pumped. I can't wait.
He came in not like running, but like he came in kind of with a purpose, like a pretty heavy walk. Like, I know something was over here that I want a piece of. Like, I need to speak my mind to whoever's over here. And that, like, he slowed down because, you know, he kind of, like, he was just like easing in, like, okay, I've got to be close to where I heard what was coming in at. And then he little hellion back there. But yeah, he came in, and long story, like, I moved really quick because like I couldn't get drawn, and then by the time I finally got drawn, it was like almost too late, and I like moved real quick to get on him, and he saw that movement and he like froze. and was like looking around, and he was about to bail out of there. And that's why I told you, that's why it turned into a frontal shot, was like he just gave me his chest, and like he kind of had his head kind of in the way, and I was like, man, if he moves his head off to his right, he's done. And sure, like as soon as I had that thought, he was like looking over his shoulder. He like looked over his shoulder to be like, do I have room to turn around and bust out of here? Because I don't like what I'm not seeing. Like he didn't see me, but like he was like, I don't like that I don't see what is over here. And I just had that weird encounter there. Am I good to get out of here? And as soon as he went like that, it was just like done.
Nice. So did he come in straight on? Or did he come in off the side?
Off to this, like it was like, you know, from where I was set up on my tree, it was like 10:30 out in front of me.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't like straight off to the left, but it wasn't like straight in front. Yeah, it was like 10:30, and he came in like straight on that line.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude. That's awesome.
It's exciting.
I was pumped when I saw it. I was like, nice. Good for you.
It's cool, man. Getting that's the first time I've gotten 2 deer in the same year.
Hell yeah.
So it's good meat in the freezer.
Did you get one when you were in Kansas? Did you get one in Kansas, or did you just tell me? Yeah, you did.
One. Yeah.
Because I remember you telling me about stalking one that you stalked for. I feel like it was multiple days worth of works on this one buck, right?
Yeah.
Was that the one you shot?
No, the buck I ended up getting in Kansas, that was just hunting over corn on private. We've got
gotcha.
We've got family friends, and my dad has a lease up there too that he's in on, and you can bait on private up there. So it's like that's just what we had done, and so it was like, that buck came in onto the corn, and he gave me a good shot, so that's where I took that one. But I also was hunting mule deer and spot and stalk, and that is one that I miss. I miss spot and stalk mule deer. I would go back to out west to any state that has the opportunity to spot and stalk mule deer and do it as soon as I could.
Hell yeah!
Like if I had the chance to do that and this all in the same year, I would. I would love to go back and hunt elk too, but you know, I feel like it's like I would have to choose. Like, do I get an elk hunt and come back home and do whitetail, or do I get a mule deer hunt and come back and do whitetail? I can't do all three. I don't think.
Oh, you never know. You might be able to.
There are places where, you know, if you get a mule deer and an elk tag, you can spot and stalk like up in the mountains. But I like those plain spot and stalks that I was doing. Like it was difficult, but it was fun.
That's a different animal from anything that I can even conceptualize. Just like I remember being in the mountains with Garrett and Noah, and I didn't have a gun. They were like, "You want to come along?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like I'll learn and I'll help you carry it out if you kill it." And they ended up leaving me on. Garrett's like, "Do you see a flashlight?" I was like, "Yeah, it's on the next mountain." He's like, "That's us. Just start walking in circles because it's getting dark." And he's like, "There's predators around," and I was like, "I don't even have a gun. What am I doing?" But that was when I was like, man, we're even in the mountains and like there's draws and things like this. And these deer can see you from way farther than you can shoot them. And they can smell you from way farther than you can see them. And I'm kind of like, this seems like a really, really messed up sport here. And I didn't know anything about it. I still don't. But I was just like, you guys are having fun doing this? Like that deer busted you when you got out of the car. And he's on that mountain and we're over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was... I give them a hard time anytime I see them. Like, yeah, no, you just left me in the valley. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, we followed these deer up this mountain. Like, that is a mile away.
We are a certain kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I like walked a figure 8 in the snow. I was like, I'll just walk this over and over. A bunch of coyotes start sounding off, and I was like, you know, if they don't come back a deer, I might just have my Rambo moment and be like, look what I got.
Oh man,
but.
Oh man, so we'll get back to ducks because you're the duck expert in my world.
Oh,
so oh come on, give yourself a little bit of credit.
Dude, I don't even have proof that I shot my best duck yet. It still hasn't come back from the taxidermist. He's pushed it back 2 months.
Dang it! When are you supposed to get it now?
Yeah, he said early December, so it's gonna be soon, but it's supposed to be beginning of October, and. Then he's like, we're thinking late November or mid-November. And then we're thinking, I was like, all right, well, I don't even have proof that I know what I'm doing. Right. just hanging on to old mounts from like 5 years ago. Everything
Right.
I've shot is at least 4 years old. And like, well,
It's like, I used to be a hunter.
yeah, I really fell off, didn't I?
Oh man. No, I don't know. So we talked about the big water stuff, but we're also gonna. I had mentioned it earlier. I think we're gonna try some creek stuff this year too. So it's not
Nice.
necessarily river, but it's all connected to the lake, this same lake.
Okay.
We got in on a group of teal that first winter, that first duck season, and they were back
Okay.
up in that creek. And anytime we've gone deer hunting, we've also gone in there and we've busted out wood ducks and mallards out of the creeks. There's some spots where it's like it's pooled up and it's not really flowing very much, and
Right.
they are piled into some of those spots too. So I don't know. We need to scout that pretty hard to figure out
Yeah.
like what bends do they like the most? Are they liking it where it's deeper? Obviously, they're not going to like it where it's too shallow, but like,
Right.
that's going to be like a two decoy or like a half dozen and just throw them out there and let them float type deal. Um,
Right.
so I don't know. We need to do a lot of scouting on that, but I don't know what you guys still hunt like some creeks and rivers up there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually, I mean, for the most part, I'll hunt ponds up until they lock up.
Yeah.
And then it's off to the river. And then if you can ever get on, I mean, there's a couple public spots with some like warm water sloughs that feed in. I mean, they're one of my favorite places to hunt. I'll have to send you a video of it. I was out there with Kyle. It was 2 years ago now. We've hunted there since, but it was the best one we'd had out there. And it's no wider than like one lane of traffic.
Hmm.
And it's probably knee deep and it doesn't really look like it has current. It's just a slough that feeds into the river. I mean, it seems to be wherever those sloughs hit the river, like that little intersects, they like that. I don't know enough about like out here. You'll find wood ducks if you can find those Russian olive trees that are like submerged in water or right next to the water. The wood ducks eat those.
Mm,
Whereas where you're at, like if there's acorns, there's wood ducks.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know, but it's one of my favorite ways to hunt because I'll just sling my gun, take the little mud hut, and like 4 decoys. And whatever I do normally is because there's no current, like if you can find those slack waters in the bend, if it's not where it intersects with the river, if you can find like a bend where there's some slack, if I take 4 decoys, 2 of them are movers,
Mm,
whether it's the one that shoots the water or a shaker, or sometimes I usually don't run my mojo that late. I don't know. I feel like they see them all the time.
yeah.
They're going to see them at every spread. You know, they work great on big water, but so I always create ripples, but then it's like pairs.
Mm,
The wood ducks I've seen out here seem to be in groups of like no bigger than 6.
yeah.
Usually they're just kind of like, and they might all congregate, but I would, take half a dozen, spread them way out, make sure there's movement. And then if you're hunting those little creeks, the best part about those that I've found is that normally like on a cattail slough or cattail pond, you're sitting, a couple yards back in the cattails, but you're like right on the edge.
Hmm.
Those little sloughs, you can sit 15 yards back, like leaned up against a tree. I mean, shit, you could bring your deer stand and just drop at ground level and have a seat.
Right.
And as long as you've got, 10, 15 yards between you and the water, with the amount of timber you probably have there, just assuming kind of the geography of it,
Hmm.
they're never going to pick you out.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an all decoy game. I props to you if you can run a wood duck call. I bought one and I tried it and I think I threw it away. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The guys who can rip those are impressive dudes.
I don't have one. I don't know if I'm going to buy one because I've seen them. They are elaborate and it is different. It's a whole different sound. Um,
Oh, dude.
and so like it's like it is learning a whole different language. I mean, learning how to call a duck in general is learning a different language, and then
Sure.
it's like I don't know. You learn Spanish. That's duck. Like it's kind of not easy, but like it's pretty. Once you get the hang of it, you can get going. But then
Right.
like it seems like learning a wood duck call is like Russian. It's like
Yeah.
It's a whole
I
different
feel like an elk hunter who
use
can
of the
run a
tongue
bugle
and-
would be, yeah. Like if you're an elk hunter and you can run a bugle, I figure you're probably a better duck or a wood duck caller than I am as a mallard caller.
Mm.
Like you probably run something that squeals better than I do. Like the one I got, it was like a flex tone one, so it was just, I mean, it was rubber. Like you could just bend it. It was like these silicone rings, and you're supposed to like hit it and squeeze it and move it, and it was so weird, dude. I felt like I was playing the stupidest little bagpipe ever, just and I couldn't get it. And then there's like, they make certain flying noises, they make certain sitting noises. Like I have no idea. It is not my thing. I've seen people actually. I've heard. It's actually on the Grind Waterfowl TV show. I don't know if you ever watched that. Their newest season just came out, and they went on a Missouri wood duck hunt. And the guy who was running it, or like the main character, he was ripping off wood duck calls with a Drake whistle. And I don't know how he was making that noise, but I was like,
he was doing it.
Like, cool. Like,
yeah, but I have heard that about wood ducks too. Is like they have a flying sound and they have a sitting sound. And if you're making a flying sound as you are the decoys, brother, that ain't right. And they know it.
Yeah, they're smart. But I mean, yeah, if I would bet not only, well, I guess it would depend on how deep those are that feed into that lake too. But as you start to get that sheet water on the edges of those lakes, I would bet there's going to be pools or maybe an oxbow off of one of those creeks that's going to pool up enough and hold birds. And you know when they're getting slammed out of those giant rafts, they're going to tuck away. Mm-hmm. And the later it gets, the more they're going to go to mating pairs anyway. Like, I would bet you guys will have some really good success. If you can run a creek with half a dozen decoys at most and make sure your hide is good, like,
that's the thing about, like, once it gets to January, because that's when it's going to have, like what you're describing, that's when it's probably going to be best time to get in there anyways, because the deer hunters are out of there. The most we might see is squirrel hunters. And so it's like, we're not bothering anybody. Nobody else will be bothering us. So like getting in there from, because deer closes like January 6th or something like that, or 8th. I don't know. One of the first or second weekends of January. So it's like, from that weekend until January 31st, like we have that whole time to get up into those creeks without any issues. And from my experience, and we haven't tried it in the past, but like nobody else is hunting creeks for ducks right now, like around here. They're hunting the big
maybe
water.
Your niche, man. Oh no. Oh, did I get a solo? Come back. There he is. Bob Barker's back.
I touched my power cord and it didn't like it. Sorry. But no, like I've just only seen people hunt the big water and like, I mean, there's so much big water around here that it makes sense, but it's like, man, at a certain point, like we ran into those teal back in that one creek a few years ago. So it's like other birds got to be doing it too, I'm sure. And it's just a matter of like, you got to find where they're at. And it's not like a short creek and like a short amount of creek on public. Like it's probably a good couple miles worth of creek on one way. And then there's another creek that goes a different way. And it's probably just as much, maybe a little bit less on that creek. So it's like, man, we got a lot of creek to scout, to figure out where are they in there? Why are they in there? And when are they going to be in there?
Right.
So,
well, I mean, when you scout it, definitely pick out, like, that's how I'll look at the little sloughs and rivers we have down here. Like, if I see a state wildlife area and it's just like straight river, like I'll pretty much overlook that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a mistake, but like if I can find any sort of change, whether it forks off or it makes a big bend, like the big bends really get those good cuts where you'll get that undercurrent, and then it'll create that big pocket of slack water. And then on the opposite side, you have that really shallow bank, so they'll like sit up there. So if you're gonna, I mean, if it were me, I'd just be like, okay, there's like 1, 2, 3 main bends in this creek. There's bound to be pooled up water somewhere. Let's start there, and then you kind of go from there. That'd be the only way I know how to narrow it down. But I mean, even the wind, I feel like if it's very full of timber, like I don't know if the wind would be something you'd have to worry about down in there. Like, yeah, maybe over top, but it doesn't matter which direction they come in if they come down through the timber, which is nice out here. Like, you could have the wind technically at your face, but when you're down in that creek bottom, you can't feel it. They can't feel it. They're just going to come in however it works. And I mean, my favorite thing in the world is skinny water mallards. Like, your dad can probably tell you this. Out in Wyoming, they have all those warm water sloughs. Those dudes shoot more mallards off of 5 yards of water.
Yeah.
Than most people shoot mallards out here, I'm sure. I see videos of it all the time. It's like,
yeah,
they're shooting them at 5 yards with a 410 because they're so close. The dive bomb guys do it all the time. And I mean, that's one of the coolest parts of duck hunting because they're like in your face. It's also very embarrassing when you don't hit them right away. Like, I could have been better off with a tennis racket.
Right. No,
yeah,
that's
I'm excited to hear how that goes. If nobody hunts those, dude, you're gonna find birds. Like,
yeah, because
I would spend a lot of money on that.
I don't know if I shared the story last year about it, but it was 2 years ago. Like I was saying with Tanner, like this was one of his first actual times duck hunting, and we had been trying different things, and like I just got my full setup back from my parents this year, so like that's why we have so many more decoys, and obviously he's bought some, but like we were just sitting out there with a dozen decoys and I think one of my spinning wings, and we were getting nothing. And it was just like, you know what, man, like the classic, we're bored, let's go walk around and see what other water there is. And that's, we walked back and we found this, we walked the creek that we knew was there, and it's like, well, let's see if the creek is holding birds, because we had been seeing this group of teal fly that direction. We're like, what are they going to? They've got to be going to that creek, right? And so we go up there, and sure as shit, they are sitting up there in like you're describing, like exactly to a T. There is this little bend in the creek, and this creek is a lot smaller than the first bigger one that I'm talking about. So it's like not very wide, not very long either. Like, and it has a lot more bends, but this one spot, it just like pulled up really well. And we got up to them, and sure enough, they busted out. They busted us, and it was like, we had Virgo, Tanner, and me, and they busted us like 30, 40 yards out. And it's like, oh crap. And I was like, hey man, like those birds have been coming here all day. We've been watching them from 100 yards away or hundreds of yards away. Like those birds are coming here. Like they want to be here for some reason. Let's sit back down and let's just wait. Maybe 3 minutes later, here comes the whole dozen birds. And they just all dozen teal just cupped and down into that creek. And oh, it was like I took the head off of one teal. Like it was he was way too close for me to be shooting what I was shooting. 12 gauge. I'm sure I had 2 shot in with whatever choke tube, and like it was just like he was on my barrel, and I
just swinged him.
Yeah, so that, I mean, he was pretty well beat up, but then I got a second one out of that run, and they didn't come back after that. But like you were saying, when they're that close, it's kind of embarrassing to miss. Tanner ended up missing, and he was like, oh man, this sucks. How did I miss? It's like, dude, when they are in your face, it's like intimidating, because it's like, one, there's a dozen of them. Which one do I pick? Because you have to pick one. And 2, like the rush of like, this happens so fast. Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
right.
I didn't end up with a bird.
Dude, we did that when I told you about Kyle and I getting buzzed by those wood ducks.
Yeah.
I looked at him after the fact, and we were kind of laughing, and I was like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I 100% flock shot my first shot.
Yeah.
Because when they came in, they all just like, they were coming in from the side. And so they all just kind of like overlapped for a minute. But the work, like I'm used to shooting them at 20, 30 yards, you know, the normal pothole shot, like want to get them to about 20, 25 is where you need them.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of lead, but not a lot. Well, I was leading these birds that were getting up and out after my first shot, like I was shooting them at 30 yards, just like out of habit. And I'm like, what in the world? Later that day, we have teal come in, just 2 of them, and I pointed directly at this bird, and it was just And I was like, I was leading these things like I was shooting them off a pond. I mean, small water, improved cylinder 4-shot at 10 yards and don't lead them. Just point it right at them.
Yeah.
That's what I learned about it. Like I will take steel 2 3/4 6-shot in my 20 gauge, like dove steel when I hunt small water, because if not, you'll just shred the bird.
Yeah.
You shoot mallards with 2-shot at 15 yards, even a mallard, you're gonna just destroy that bird.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I need to start looking into start as duck season is 2 weeks away from us. But I went out of duck season last year telling myself I want to look at different choke tubes. So I don't know how much more time you have left or how much more we have to talk about, but this might be one of the last topics. I guess choke tubes. What choke tubes do you run? We may have talked about this one of the last times, but if not, I want to talk about it again because refreshing for me. But I've been looking at all sorts of different types. What choke tubes do you run for your, let's say 12 gauge, because that'll pertain to like me and probably majority of people.
I use my 12 gauge mostly for geese now because I ended up getting a 870 20 gauge. That's what I grew up shooting, and my grandpa has a wingmaster, but I can't take that from marsh, so I got a 20 gauge 870. I will shoot a mod at doves and teal, and I did this with my 12 gauge too. I have my choke tube kit with me that always has a tool, so that I'll go in, and the slough that I love to hunt, there's only one group that can hunt that part of the slough. If not, you kick out to the river. So if I kick out to the river, I'll put in, more often than not on ponds and rivers, I'll shoot an improved modified. I've got just the Carlson's extended improved modified choke. For me, it's perfect between the mod, and you get a little extra punch, but it's not like a full shot where you're really narrowed down. I shoot a full of geese most times. But like when I get to that slough, if we get the spot that I want, once we're done setting up, I'll quick change out my choke to be an improved cylinder. Okay. And then if we do end up kicking out to the river, I leave that improved modified in. I'll shoot usually improved cylinder or mod at doves, depending on like the private ground we shoot. I'll do improved cylinder. It's just you're shooting doves at 20 yards. Like you need one magic BB. You don't need a lot to hit them. Right. I don't want clean and kill the bird shot kind of thing.
Right.
But I would say more often than not, like if I was hunting your big water like you, with your big raft, the 74, I'd definitely shoot a mod. If you have an improved modified, you'll get a little extra reach out of them, a little bit better impact, I feel like. And it could be just a sales gimmick. Carlson's might just have me like, haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
But
just eating
if you're on that creep, I would definitely run your cylinder. And I would sit back 10 yards in the woods. Like that's what I would do, because that's how I do it. Really, really small water here. I mean, if you can't hit them with a basketball at 15 yards, may as well just tack up, right? Like I've been there. I've whiffed a mallard trying to hump my mojo at 15 yards. And I'm like, what am I doing? So
yeah. So I'm looking. Last year, I know when I was like first looking, I was getting a lot of the influencers. The Muller tubes, Muller, Muller.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, the molars, I guess, is what I call. I've seen those. I mean, I think that company's pretty proud of what they make. They seem to be a little bit more expensive.
Right.
The one that I run out of my 12 gauge, I have a pattern master that I bought years and years ago because I got sold on that. You need this pattern master for your geese. I've changed it. If we're on a duck and goose combo, I'll use my Carlson's improved modified. It's 99% of the time, unless I'm strictly hunting geese, I will have that improved modified in a gun that I'm shooting. Situation dependent, of course, whether it's geese or like skinny little water, then I'll go to one end of the spectrum or the other. But most of the time and the Carlson, I think it's I have a mod in the 870 I bought now. I had an improved modified in the Weatherby that I sold. It was the 20 gauge. I have a mod in it now, but I'm going to get the Carlson's one. I think it's like $52, and that's what I have in my 12 gauge. It's like, I don't know. I don't honestly know if there's a difference other than the constriction. Like, I don't know if the brand really makes a difference. I do know that the guy who runs the Outdoor Limits page, he's got a partnership with Moeller, and so you can use his code and get a discount on them. I think it's like 10% off or something. So,
right. No, yeah, I just pulled up their website again. They've got like the Decoy, the Passing, and UFO and Turkey.
That's funny.
For kills beyond UFO/Turkey for kills beyond the outer limits compared to an extra full or super full.
Oh my god.
So what you're saying, so for them, passing out to 50 yards comparable to an improved modified and full, and then Decoy would be out to 35 yards comparable to improved cylinder light modified. So like you're saying, like if I were to get that set, I would, or at least I would want a Decoy and a Passing. I probably don't want UFO.
Probably not, unless you're one of the famous skybusters that stand on the levees out here and shoot geese at 100 yards with 3.5-inch BB. The one thing I will say is, like, I don't know if it's extra or not to, have the look of the extended choke tube, and it may depend on how cold you guys get down there, but messing around with a choke wrench in the cold is just so annoying to me. If I can just grab it and thread it out and thread a new one back in and they're all extended, I keep that it's like a little one compartment tackle box. It's about that thin, and it's got all the slots for my chokes, and I put them all in there, and it lives in my blind bag. I don't ever take it out.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah. I think I got that little container. They're like $4 on Amazon, and I was just like, I had a bag. And then you're like in the light with your headlamp, like trying to scroll the thing, like, oh, that's okay, yeah, that one can go in. And then you're looking for your choke wrench. It's so much easier. But I would definitely get the choke tube lube. It's like a graphite based paste. I seized up a choke on my old 20 gauge so bad. I sat the tip of the barrel in a jar of PB Blaster for 3 days to be able to crank it out.
Whoa. This
stuff, it holds really tight, but like when you pull it out, you don't feel the threads like grinding each other. It just comes out. It's honestly like choke butter, just in and out. But you never have to like re-grab your choke and tighten it up after you shoot into a couple volleys. Like and it comes in just a tiny little version of a toothpaste tube.
Yeah.
It's as long as a choke tube, so it fits in that case. That's what I always have with me.
Yeah, I'll have to do my research on what do I truly want. I was pretty sold on these Mueller choke tubes, but I don't know. I'll have to compare prices. And Black Friday's coming up, so maybe somebody's going to go on sale, and that'll be just in time for me.
I mean, buying one of them for me, the one that I buy always is that improved modified. It's about $50. So, if you put 3 in a pack and it's 160 something, like, decent deal for what you're getting. I mean, the bottom line price is either like, oh, that's fine, or it's like, ooh. But
right.
If you're gonna do all 3 and it's less than $200, that would make sense to me, because about 50 to 60, $70 a crack, it probably makes sense. And with that guy's discount, why not, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. And then, like I said, Black Friday's coming up, so hopefully that gives me a little extra off.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Start redeeming all your Cabela's points.
Don't have any. I'm not a Cabela's points guy.
Oh,
I know. Huge mistake.
I don't even go there anymore, dude.
Yeah.
I almost refuse to go there since they did that merger. Like, I will shop Rogers online, Midway USA. I buy a lot of my goose loads from Army Surplus, because nobody shops for bullets at Army Surplus, and there's BB everywhere. And then, there's a place up near us called Jack's. You probably heard of it.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like if Ace Hardware and REI and Sportsman's had a baby. That's what it's like. It's a great spot. They carry like a bunch of Avery stuff, which they don't. Avery's not as big as it used to be.
Right.
All the brands and stuff. So I like that place, but yeah, it's either that or Amazon. I can't even stand going to Cabela's anymore. It's just like your new camo patterns are ugly. You're way overpriced. Your warranty now sucks. Like no more Cabela's lifetime warranty on anything with the name. 90 days
Yeah.
with a. You're like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Pretty sad state of affairs.
It is. It is.
You guys don't have Academy out there. Academy is pretty good out here. I mean, it's
I've
like a
heard
small
about
Dick's.
Yeah.
Small version of Dick's Sporting Goods. They're good. I like them. But I mean, they're not as like hunting and fishing as like a Bass Pro or whatever would be. But
Gotcha.
they have a decent selection for the hunter and fisherman.
Right. Yeah, I had a couple kids at CCU that I coached, and they're from Texas, and they loved Academy. I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to have one of those out here. I mean, we're kind of pigeonholed. We either have Sportsman's or Cabela's. We don't have anything else, really.
Right.
But
yeah, no, I really like their stuff. I mean, they have actually a pretty good like camo line and like outdoor wear stuff for like affordable, and they're pretty good quality. That's what I rock pretty much all of deer season. Couple hoodies. Like I just went solid colors this year. I didn't even go camo for deer hunting.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. So, that was that. I mean, it was whatever. I need to get different pants. My pants are still my old Sitkas that I've had for like 10 years, but they're still camo. But my tops were all solid this year, and no problems.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. I've never done that. Like it's not really a thing necessarily in waterfowl, I guess, as much, but the solids are. I mean, it's big out here too. I mean, Sitka, of course, got into the game of the solids, and they're proud of their stuff. But it's got to work, right? Grandpa used to shoot deer in flannels and blue jeans, so it probably doesn't really matter what you're wearing.
Yeah, and so I guess we'll go into that topic too for ducks. Like, what do you feel on ducks for camo? Like, is it like, obviously, like in the face paint and all that stuff? Like, where do you stand on that stuff these days?
Dude, I can't tell you the last time I painted my face, honestly. Part of it is I've gotten to the point with the dog. Last year, we got on a really, really, really good mallard shoot. It was on a buddy. He was part of a club. He asked me to come out. He had a dog that was learning. So he's like, bring your dog. And it got to the point where like the open part of the blind, it was wide open on top. And we were right on the edge of the riverbank. And I'm just like, man, we're going to get picked out so bad. Movement, number one, don't move. Just don't. But I also don't really ever have to even kind of like peek up, because I've gotten to the point where I can just sit there and the dog's always on my left and he's got his head just sticking out of his little hut. And I can watch his eyes, and I can tell, like that hunt specifically, I could tell I was calling shots off of his reactions.
That's cool.
Because the sun was in our face. So if you peeked up at all, you were going to shine like a light. And I'm just watching him, and he would just sit there and he'd like watch him with his eyes. His head doesn't move. And then he would kind of do this, like his eyes would get really big and he'd lean forward just a little bit. And that's when I knew that they had like set and they were shootable. And I would call, just watching the dog, and I'd be like, go. And they were all right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is after first light, obviously, but I've started just sitting. I've tried to put more stuff in front of my face between me and the decoys. I'm sure just moving is the number one. And then if you can have the sun at your back, you get your shadows. The cloudy days, you better not blink. Like they just, that's the number one thing. Other than that, I mean, I've gotten rid of all the stuff that I used to wear when we hunted. I've gotten rid of all that. I went back to like old school camo patterns, like the old wetlands and the old shadow blades that's got the timber behind it.
Yeah.
I got that. And then I went, the old duck blind camo is my favorite camo ever.
Yeah.
But then Cabela's made it was a backwaters, and it's the most accurate cattails one I've found, because all the other ones that have cattails are so dark behind them.
Yeah.
This is based on a light background, so it really seems to blend in way better. everybody's always getting new stuff or this stuff or that stuff or the new Advantage Max 7 pattern or whatever. And it's like, I'm buying my stuff now off of eBay. I'm getting rid of all new patterns and I'm going to the old school stuff. That cattail stuff with the timber in the background is the best thing I have on a riverbank.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, camo, I like the old school stuff. I think it looks cooler. I think they've gotten the abstract stuff is not my game.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been, like, to each his own, but that's just never been my game. I like the old stuff, but moving by far and away is the biggest issue, especially with geese too. Like, there's so many more eyes. They're so much pickier than ducks. They're usually later, so there's light. First light ducks, I don't really worry about it. Like, I won't even sit on my swamp seat. I'll just watch them come in because they're not looking for me.
Yeah.
As the day goes on, sit still and shut up kind of thing. If the ducks are flying, to the beginner's ass because he's the one peeking at them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can tell Tanner that. If the ducks are flaring, it's your fault because you're the newest guy to this.
Yep. Damn it. No, I guess that's good perspective. We're gonna go bigger blind also. So we had a panel blind in front of us. We bought a second panel blind to put behind us, and we've got a bunch of grasses at work that I'm gonna, like, when we cut those grasses, I'm gonna take those from work. We've got grasses in our yard. I'm gonna take whenever we get out to our first couple of hunts, we're gonna put those like in the blind, and when we fold it up, keep it with the blind so we don't have to keep having to restock all that stuff. Every time.
Zip tie them.
Yeah.
Get about as much as a paper towel roll and zip tie right near the bottom, and then probably 6 inches up from that.
Okay.
I have the same dozen swaths of grass that I cut from 4 years ago that I roll up in my panel blind, and I still have them.
Yeah.
Because, if you treat them right, they don't just shred, but you get that really thin sedge grass or whatever, and I'll zip tie them so you're not grabbing wads. You want it all to look vertical because everything grows. Nothing grows sideways, right?
Yeah.
And then I just pull them out, slot them in the burlap straps, and then from there, you grab leaves or whatever and kind of throw it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started zip tying that stuff and just carrying it with me, like, that's my favorite way to go, is a seat, 4 decoys, that blind, and the mutt hut, and just wander in because it's not heavy, you're not sweating, and you can walk back way farther than anybody else wants to go.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we're gonna go with both panel blinds, and then I don't know, we're gonna try to have as much cover over the top as we can because we're like out in the open, just so that we have an actual shot. Because like the water line is so far from the tree line, our blind is like in the middle, and so like we don't have top cover unless we put it there. So I don't know. We're gonna see what we come up with, but we may have enough cover. What's that?
Do you have any shepherd's hooks, like what your wife would hang flowers on?
No.
You ought to go
to. Can find some.
If you could find, like, even on Marketplace, find a couple old shepherd's hooks.
Yeah.
They'll have on the bottom where you can't stomp them into the ground. They'll have that L.
Yeah.
That kicks off, and then you can stick that in the ground, and you take burlap, and the burlap has the holes in it.
Yeah.
And you can put one on this side of the blind and one on that side of the blind and hook them. And just basically, we've all made a blanket fort when we were 7. You make a blanket fort, and then you sprinkle your stuff on top, and you kind of have this like lean-to roof over the top, so you can come out forward, but you've got stuff over the back of your head. And those things, I mean, they're a little heavy, but like if each guy carries one of them, you won't notice them in a sled.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Yeah, we should come up with something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I've actually this weekend I'm gonna test it out. I'm taking one to the marsh just to stomp in the ground so I can like hang my gun on it.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's just, it's black. It's going to blend in with the water. It's this wide. Nobody's going to see it. But it's just like, I can just hang my gun there, maybe hang my coffee on it,
Yeah.
For when I'm not seeing any birds because we don't have any.
Yeah, right. But no, I think if we get enough top cover, we'll have enough front and back cover. If we get some top cover, we may not have to worry so much about camo because we're going to be basically in a blind. Like in a full closed blind. So I don't know, dress warm when you need to. Until then, it's going to be 65, 70 degrees, and you don't have to worry about being warm. Go out in a t-shirt.
That's right. Yep, exactly it.
But shoot, man, we covered it. Hour and 20. That was a good episode. I don't know. I think every time we've had you on, it's we just keep flowing and we think of a million things to talk about, and we could probably think of a million more.
No, man, I can tell you plenty of 100 lies, you know.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that we kind of hold off all of our long conversations until we have these, and we only do them twice a year, twice in the calendar year. But
I know. We'll make it. I got to get out to you next year and make a road trip.
Yeah. When we get back out to Colorado at a time, we'll come and see you guys. Yeah.
So by then the little one will probably be done screaming in the middle of the night. So.
Hopefully.
Or she'll get her date mixed up and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Well, definitely appreciate you coming on. Love having you on. Love talking shop with you. So
yeah,
appreciate
man. Thank
you
for
taking
having
the time.
Me. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It's always a great time. Good to talk to you, brother.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll wrap it up there. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll catch you on the next one. And good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, same to you. Good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.